To the blind child, the world is a thing to be heard, smelt, and felt through the fingertips.
Braille, the written language of the blind.
Invented by a Frenchman a century ago, and now in worldwide use.
Nearly 200 years ago, a French teenager changed the world for blind people by creating a system for them to read and write that still bears his name today. Steve Bauer is with the Braille Institute in California.
Louis Braille was born in Covert, France in 1809. He was the son of a saddle maker who was injured in his father's shop, and because of that sustained an eye infection which eventually led to total loss of sight in both eyes. He attended the School for the Blind in Paris. There, students were at the time reading books of raised embossed letters. They would trace the shape of the letters with their fingers. Louis Braille met a French cavalry officer, Charles Barbier, who had invented a system called night writing. It was a system of 12 dots, 2 across and 6 down, which were codes for the phonemes in the French language.
Braille was a 16-year-old student at the National Institute for Blind Youth in Paris in 1825. That's when Barbier brought his system to the school after the French army rejected it as a form of covert communication for soldiers.
Braille modified the code because 12 dots were difficult to read without moving the fingers up and down. So he created a system of 6 dots so a blind person could read straight across each line from left to right. And later, Louis also developed a music code using the same 6 dots to represent the notes and intervals and staffs, etc. More recently, Braille codes have been developed for mathematical notation, chemistry, and the phonetic alphabet used in linguistics. Louis Braille is a trailblazer because he was the first to recognize that a compact system of dots was more efficient for blind folks to read with than using shapes of letters or other dot codes that had been developed. His ingenuity in modifying other systems to meet the needs of the blind is hard to overestimate.
Braille spent 3 years developing the system, but the results had a long-lasting and far-reaching impact.
Louis Braille's legacy is the fact that his system has been adopted worldwide. There are modifications to allow the use of Braille in almost every language known to man. The moral of Louis Braille's story is that the ingenuity of a young person should not be underestimated. Louis needed a method that he would be able to use to read and write, and it proved to be much more enduring than methods which were developed by sighted teachers.
For InsideEdition.com, I'm Mara Montalbano.